All right, what in the hell is going on in the North Idaho market? It's summer of 2024. We're just about wrapping up our summer season. It's the end of August. September's coming quick. The weather's changing, and we want to just go back and do a roundtable here like we do, looking at the market, what happened in June, July of this year, how it relates to last year in 2023, maybe even 2022, get an indication of the numbers that we're seeing, and then also talk about what we're seeing out in the field, boots on the ground with buyers and sellers. So if you're interested in our North Idaho real estate market this past summer, stay tuned. Hey, what's going on, guys? Connor Hammonds here with the Living CDA Realty Group. I got Lexi, Cody, and our good friend John DeLuca from Idaho Central Credit Union. We brought him on as a lender to kind of talk about some lending things as well today. But we do videos like this all year round. We do vlogs, roundtables about what it's like to live, work, and play here in beautiful North Idaho. So if you're interested in that type of content and that type of video, make sure you tap the bell, hit the subscribe button. We love to keep sharing our knowledge with you. And we've been helping people all year round. I think we've helped over 40 buyers and sellers purchase real estate or sell real estate in 2024 so far, and we absolutely love it, but we can't help you out unless you reach out. So you got to call, text, or email us. However you can get a hold of us, reach out, because we'd absolutely love to help you find the right spot in North Idaho. So without further ado, we're going to talk about the stats. Our market, it's a unique one. I think we're kind of insulated in a little bubble here, but it also follows the national trends. And overall, we got the stats here from July of 2024. So right now we're in August, so we got the stats from our regional realtor office, and we're going to go through those for you. So Lex, you want to kick off like what the median home price in North Idaho, and keep in mind these are stats from Kootenai County, so not just Coeur d'Alene, Post Falls, Ratham. It's taking all of that into consideration. So our county in particular.
So right now the median home price is $529,950, which is up just a little bit from last July where it was $524,298. So it's a 1.1% increase year over year. Interesting though to note that the median home price from July of 2021, from 22 to 21 was actually down. So the median home price was $560, and then it went down to $524. Now we're at $529. So we saw a decrease year over year, and now we're starting to creep back up. It's a much more gradual increase though, not such a huge change, because the change from 21 to 22 was a 21% increase. So we went up really fast.
Yeah.
And then we came back down a little bit, not all the way back down, down 6.4%. And now we're back up a little bit, 1.1. So
yeah, I think as anyone watching knows, 2020 and 2021 was just crazy real estate time, especially here in North Idaho. So when you look back to that home price quadrant, like you were saying in 2022, and it went up 21%, that was just crazy. And a lot of times, when you see the decrease in 23, we talked about a lot of that had to do with the interest rates. But now that the rates have been kind of the way that they have been for a year and a half or so, or maybe even more, it's been pretty dang flat. So Cody, you want to take on?
I mean, I'll talk a little bit about inventory as far as, I reflect back on conversations I've had in the past 2-3 years with clients, and it's always interesting because you look at like when you're talking about percentage of median house prices and stuff, people are always looking for a crash or thinking that when are houses going to come down or when are prices going to come down, and what really affects that is inventory. And so right now we're at 1,138 active listings in Kootenai County, which when you hear that number you think it's a lot, but in reality it's not a ton of properties for sale. And that reflects when I have buyers, typically when I'm looking for houses, I don't have a ton of stuff to show them. I might have the 8 to 12 houses, let's say, that they're interested in. And I'd like to show them 20 or 25 to have more variety. So, although that would seem that there's a lot of inventory, when we have, low inventory, it's going to be hard for prices to come down.
Right.
So
it's pretty consistent too.
Yeah, it's interesting to see.
The last 3 years, it's been between 1,000 and 1,100 basically.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. And all of that, with conversations with people and I think of people that haven't bought, I was looking at houses that were 400,000 that are now 700,000 with some of those people. And if they would have bought back then when they thought things were going to crash, so I still look at that now and think that there's a lot of deals to be found out there.
Gotcha. Now I'll go to the third quadrant, which is days on market. How long are listings sitting on our active market from the time they're listed to the time they go are closed? Currently, July 2024, 93 days on the market. So we're looking at about a 3-month life cycle from active to close. I think what's interesting on that is that number keeps going up. So 2022, it was 66, so almost a third less. And we're seeing that out in the market, especially when we have listings. That's the thing that we're seeing the most is that, in that crazy period, the post-COVID era, that year or so, it was just boom, on the market, sold, because we had such an imbalance of supply versus demand. Now we're pretty balanced, and a 93-day, 3 months on active is a pretty reasonable, healthy amount of time. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we have to re-educate our sellers that, hey, we don't, things don't go pending in 2 weeks. But also for any buyers looking to move out here, it's good to know that, days on market is creeping up there, and a lot of times when you're looking for deals and good value, you want to make sure your agent is looking at how long it's been on the market, how many price drops they've been doing, just get an idea of the motivation of the seller. So, and it's up from last year, July. So 93 days versus 87 in 2023. So that number's creeping up a little bit. And just real quickly, homes sold year to date, we're currently at 1,325 houses in Kootenai County that have been sold year to date. At this same time last year, it was 1,269. So not a ton different. That's not a big discrepancy. So homes are still selling. Mm-hmm. It's just what this is telling me from July 2023 to 2024 is it's been pretty even, pretty flat. And I don't know if what you're seeing in the market with working with buyers and sellers, how that reflects. I don't know. For me, it's a matter of just there's people kind of have an idea that there's more time on the market, and so people don't have the motivation and the urgency to be putting offers in right now. So sometimes it's taking a little longer, but you can be a little pickier at the moment.
That number's a little surprising to me, just because I feel like personally it's a lot slower now than it was last year in terms of like homes sold year to date. And I don't know, that could be just with the election approaching, and people aren't as motivated.
I think a lot of what we talked about, I think a lot of people are sitting on the sidelines and kind of waiting to see what's going to happen with the election, with the Fed's meeting, and where are rates going to go.
Yeah.
Apprehensive that maybe buying a house now are the values going to drop.
Yep.
But the data suggests that it certainly won't, and that prices will go up when the rates come down, which always happens. Out of curiosity, just because I'm the lender, in 1,138 current and active listings, how many active listings are there in a healthy market, in a normal market, like 2018?
I think this is about, for us, we always have been a little low on inventory. I think for other markets, it's hard to compare versus other markets because you have to take into account size and population and whatnot. But I think we've always, even since when I started in 2015, we've always been low on the active listings. I think a lot of it's, I think 1,100 to 1,200, it seems healthy for us, but it's probably low on inventory for other markets. I think because we have a lot of people that don't move. People move here and don't sell. I think it's also, when you look in historically, a lot of these a lot of people that have bought in homes in the last 8 years have really good interest rates. So you probably see this as well. It's like they're not stuck, but they're not really motivated to go find a different home to purchase because they're like, I don't want to lose my 3% rate, 2.79, whatever it may be. And so that's always kind of held our inventory down, and also new construction. So we traditionally haven't been able to build as fast as people move here. I think in major metros like the Phoenix, I mean, you saw during the '08 crash, things were so overbuilt.
Yeah.
And they were here a little bit as well, but I don't think we got hit quite as hard as like some of those major markets because we just don't have the labor to overbuild as much as some of those markets do. But, you know, from us looking in the past 8 years, this seems like a pretty healthy,
average.
I would say. I'd have to go back and look at the numbers to confirm that though.
One thing I'm finding as to your point about the terms that people have on their departing residences, more than ever in the past 25 years that I've been in lending, people are turning their departing residence into a rental because they bought it for $300, now it's worth $600. They have a 2.5% rate on it, and they're looking at something much higher on this new one. So they want to maintain those great terms they have on it as an investment. So I think that lends itself to
And it probably cash flows pretty well.
And it probably cash flows really well. Exactly.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely. Now, in terms of working with clients and buyers, I know we were discussing earlier, I think we've been seeing, at least at the end of summer, I've been seeing some opportunities out there for buyers, some good value in terms of what I haven't seen in a long time. I just had a contract go through on a house in a great Post Falls neighborhood at right around $185 a square foot, which hasn't been seen in years. So it was a home over 3,000 square feet, sold at in the high fives. And I think that especially in the neighborhoods, the 2-story homes, the family kind of, a lot of bedrooms, more bathrooms in the planned neighborhoods. Some of those you can find a good deal right now because there's not as many buyers out there.
Yeah, even on new construction. I mean, new construction, you're seeing builders give incentives. They're coming down on pricing a little bit, which isn't real common. So, I mean, yeah, there's a lot of good deals out there. And then above $1 million, I'm seeing some exceptional deals, honestly.
Yeah. There's a couple I've been keeping my eye on, just for clients that are planning a move up here. So, yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah.
Again, being on the lending side, I'm not privy to that data, so that's interesting.
And I think, and we're coming up to the fall season, end of August, and a lot of times we see listings drop off in the fall and winter that are like lakefront properties, maybe properties, second homes where they're just going to take it off and relist in the spring. And so I think the inventory will even go down a little bit, and people get a little more urgent as sellers to get a deal done if they really do have the motivation to sell. So this, for buyers out there, if you're looking to make a move, if you're looking to buy a second home, investment property, or even just your primary residence, this little last quarter of the year is, in my opinion, is a good time to get out there and get some deals.
Well, typically what I think we see with the fall market, the people that are thinking about, pulling it off mid-October if it doesn't sell, they drop their price, try to get a deal done. If it doesn't sell, they relist in the spring for more.
Yep.
And then magically that house sells within a week, I swear.
Yeah.
If you're looking for deals, you might be able to get ahead of the spring market by looking this fall.
Yes. Good time to remind you, though, if you're looking for deals and looking to buy something, call us, text us, email us, and we can find them for you. So
you also have to be careful, with rates when you're talking about rate drops. When that happens, we're going to get more demand, and then prices will come up. So it's always interesting. People are kind of sitting, waiting for maybe that to happen. But there's going to be a window there.
Yeah.
You kind of have to be on it, ready to go. Yes. Otherwise, you're going to see prices come up, and it's really going to be a wash.
Yeah.
Totally agree.
And speaking of that, on it and ready to go, good segue. number one thing you want to do, especially unless you're a cash buyer, but if you're getting a loan, you're going to want to have that conversation with the lender first, and especially in our experiences, a local lender, because we've worked with those national brands from buyers out of state, and it always is a nightmare in the 11th hour. So the number one thing I could give in terms of advice when getting ready to purchase a home, if you're getting a home loan, is reach out to us first, get the info, and we'll get you in contact with a local lender who knows the sellers, knows everything, knows all the programs, and
who the other agents have worked with
right,
that
exactly.
trust,
Like,
which means a lot when you get multiple offers and you're
Yep.
a listing agent, and one of them is a call center in Southwest Florida, or somebody that you've worked with many times. That can factor in.
Exactly. Enter my man John
Yeah.
DeLuca.
Yeah, I answer my phone on Saturdays at 8 o'clock. So, and to your point, Cody, you're right. There is that little window that's coming because we are on the cusp of things changing. I'm not sure exactly. No one really knows exactly what those are going to look like. But I know that everybody, when you pull up your MSN homepage or whatever your homepage is, there's something about rates. Everybody's educated right now and everyone's watching because we have a very important and pivotal election coming up. The Feds just met and they talked about how they were going to lower rates and the market hedged and they lowered rates, but then the Feds didn't lower rates, so things kind of settled a little bit. They're promising that they're going to be lowering the federal lending rate in September. They've already committed to that. They said they were going to do it 6 times and now they're going to do it once. But this time they pinky promise that they're going to do it. So we are going to see some rate relief as we tiptoe towards the election and when the Feds meet in September. How large that's going to be is something of debate. I think it's going to be material, but it's not going to be earth-shattering. I think that we're going to be, as an educated guess, perhaps in the high 5s, maybe low 6s, a nice healthy rate. If you take a look at historically where mortgage rates have been over the past 20, 30 years, those rates are reasonable. Those are indicative of a healthy economy and sustainable. So I think that Cody, you were right on the money there. I think that there is a window coming where you'll have that intersection of good deals that can happen for you and really
rates.
Reasonable. That's such a great word. That's the word I'm looking for.
Word of the day.
Reasonable terms, reasonable rates. And I think that's what we're headed towards. So I think it's a great time to work with a real estate professional to be poised and ready for when we have perhaps a sudden shift in the market, to be poised and ready to be able to capitalize and take advantage of something that you have to have.
Yeah, absolutely. And the name of the game is if you're looking to purchase in North Idaho, you obviously want to move here for specific reasons. We love it. We live here. It's beautiful. 4 seasons. There's many reasons. And if you're looking long term, at the end of the day, real estate, buying and investing in real estate in North Idaho is not going to be, a bad deal when you're going long term. I mean, even I think in the biggest economic crash and housing crash in 07, 08, I think it only took 7 years to get back above where those prices were, and that was just a catastrophic deal. So if you're looking to move up here, like maybe if you're investing or if you have a family and that this is where you want to set roots, I mean, obviously you want to look at rates and everything, but you want to use professionals like us to find the home that you really want to be in and invest in for the long term, regardless of where we are. I mean, we're never going to push you into a bad deal and make you buy something that you shouldn't be buying, but that's kind of where I feel it is. Now, in terms of new construction, I know you guys have some loan products for new construction. We have a lot of that going on in the Prairie. A lot of production builders that, like Cody was saying, are offering good incentives. What are the types of things you can help clients with that are looking to buy new?
To buy new, it depends on what you're looking at as far as buying new. Of course, we have a great all-in-one construction product at Idaho Central Credit Union, to where we can help you acquire the land, and then we can help you work with your builder to create a cost of build and a draw schedule to build your dream home. Or we have, for some first-time home buyer products for new builds, we have a 40-year mortgage that has with no money down, with no mortgage insurance, which is something only Idaho Central offers. We have, there's a lot of products available, even through Idaho Housing. So if you are a little short on cash to close as far as down payment or closing costs, we can help you with that too. A lot of options, and specifically we need a lot of land. There's a lot of land becoming available, and we lend up to 80% on land. So you only need 20% down and really reasonable terms on that. It doesn't even need improvements like.
We have a ton of like YouTube viewers and clients and people moving here that are always looking for land.
Oh yeah, we have the best. Like I said, 20% down, and in a big important aspect of the product we offer is that we don't require a perk test or septic or water. A lot of lenders do. We literally have no requirements as far as the land is concerned. It can be just raw land with no improvements, and we're happy to lend on that.
That's awesome. Any other thoughts about what's coming down the pipe, lending wise?
I just think that, like I said, everyone's holding their breath, including me, waiting to see that relief in these rates. And I think that
I was just gonna say you should talk about the rates currently and how much better we're at than we were last year.
Absolutely, better than we were last year, because we started when we were almost up to 8%. About a year and a half ago. Remember when things all shifted? We were almost to 8%, and this morning, with good credit, 6.375 on a 3-year fix.
Which is reasonable already.
Very reasonable.
That is a good rate.
Yes, I love it.
I was a lender in the 2000s, and that was a really standard rate from like
Very
2000
standard.
to 2010.
Forever.
For a long time.
My
it was
mentor
like
said
6.29, I think, was our average interest rate.
My mentor said that if rates ever hit below 5, you'll be so busy you won't be able to go home. And then we were so spoiled with rates in the 2s and the 3s for so long that when they adjusted to something historically reasonable, everyone lost their mind because it was so high. But we have been hovering around that 7 mark for a long time, and now we're starting to trend towards the 6 mark, and I think that we're going to push that way as we get closer to the election and the feds and all the reports that are coming in, the CPI reports, the consumer confidence, job reports, the 10-year bond, the yield is doing better on a daily basis. I really think that we have better times to come, and 2024 wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, honestly. I kind of thought, that 24, we all did, that 24 would be abysmal, and it's still a good time to invest in North Idaho.
Yeah, I mean, we're up 1%, so pretty flat, but we're not down. We're not going down.
I like where the arrow's pointing.
Yeah, absolutely. So, no, I appreciate that, John. And like we said, reach out to us. Local lending is the key to success. You heard him mention a lot of those products and things that they do. The word Idaho, they know the ins and outs of specific programs that they can offer you in our state. And so those big box, click on the internet, national companies are just not going to give you the same type of information. So, overall, high level, zoom out, look, our market's pretty flat right now. Median home price right at that 529 number. Things aren't really changing one way or the other. They're going up a teeny bit. That might go up even more, like John was saying, if rates do creep down heading into the election. So it might be a good time to buy, might be a good time to reach out to us. A couple housekeeping items. We do have some resources for you as well. We have a relocation guide. We'd be happy to send your way if you call or text it that you're interested in that, or email us. We can send that over to you right away. It gives you really good information on our North Idaho community,
That's good resources
restaurants,
in there.
things that are happening in the area. We'll be happy to shoot that way. We have a buyer guide as well. We love working with buyers and finding them the right spot to live, whether it's on acreage or downtown in a condo. There's so many different types of living in our area, but we can't help you unless you reach out. So call, text, or email us, get a hold of us, and until the next video, we'll see you guys later.